on my shirt, blood on my pants. I gotta get it off by doing the work. I gotta get this blood off. All my Crips and Bloods lost. You was bought with a price. How much that blood cost? Blood on my hands, blood on my shirt, blood on my pants. I gotta get it off by doing this work. I gotta get this blood off. All my Crips and Bloods lost. You was bought with a price. How much that blood cost? Living a life of crime, so we can't get employed with no work. Preacher don't know the truth, we avoiding the church. And the super rich elite enjoying their mirth. But know that you gonna be destroyed for destroying the earth.
Give me the book of 1 Chronicles 12 and 32. We're gonna deal with the tribe of Issachar now. Okay? The tribe of Issachar in the Bible. Number one, what did Mexicans call themselves before the white man came? Aztecs. Or what did they call themselves though? Azteca, right? Azteca. Aztec is, you know, kind of what they put on. They called themselves Azteca. Everybody has seen, a lot of people have seen the meme that's been going around about Azteca in the Bible, in the Hebrew, what Azteca means. So let's read it in the book of 2 Chronicles.
It's the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 12, verse 32. And of the children of Issachar. The
children of the tribe of Issachar. Read on.
Which were men that had understanding of the times.
Of what?
Of the times.
Of the time. They had understanding of the times. Read.
To know what Israel ought to do.
Were the Aztecs known for calendrical keeping, calendrical systems? They were renowned and are renowned to this day. You see a Mexican, he got it on his charm, the calendar that Aztecs had. Read.
The heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their commandment.
You see that? So that was an assembly of men who were familiar with the time, right? Which deals with stars, reading the stars, right? So we're going to go here into the Hebrew real quick, and we're going to show it to you. Let's get this young thug guy out of here. 1 Chronicles, Salakia, 12 and 32. All right, let's go here. Okay, so we're going to look up two words right now. We're going to look up two words in the Hebrew language. All right. Let me see. Symbol. In the lexicon, I'll look it up in the lexicon. Where is it? I want to make sure I grab the right words. Who knows where the Assyrian Hebrew come from? No, well, the Assyrian Hebrew comes from the people of Assyria, number one, but also it came to prominence with when the northern kingdom went into Assyria, right? So the Hebrew went under certain changes with the northern kingdom, especially when they went up into Assyria. But I want to show you. So pronunciation varied, but I'm going to show you this. Hold on. Where is it at? You said what? Well, that's fine. It doesn't matter who it is. The edification is still going out.
Right. He said it don't matter. The edification is still going out. So.
Where is it? Here it go. Boom.
He just wanted to go into.
Because this is good information, period. Page 22:7.
Yeah, right.
Let's take a look at this. We'll go to the word H22:7, which is as, which means then at that time deals with time, has reference to time, right? Okay. Now we're going to go to the second part of the word, which is tekah, Azteca or Azteca in the Hebrew. Az means time, and tekah means assembly. I'm going to show you. Strong's H8497. H8497. So watch this. It says to be led, to be assembled. Also to lay down. So to assemble time. We just read in 1 Chronicles 12 and 32 these assembly of Issacharites that were gifted in knowing the time. They were an assembly of time. So that's where they got that name Azteca from. Even the term Maya, Mayan, Mayim, these are all Hebrew. All the tribes had the various Hebrew words here. And I'm going to show you something else. It's another source a brother just recently gave me on it's historical. Get it real quick. Where's this book at? Here we go. Right here. Let me make sure I get this source down pat. As a matter of fact, I can pull it up right here on the screen. Yeah, it's from the book Origin of the Native American Indian. Now, this says the other writer of this author found who accepted the Issachar variation of the the lost tribes theory was Belteshazzar de Medina, and he said the Mexicans are originally of the 10 tribes captured by Shalmaneser and of the family of Issachar, whom the Indians recognize as their special ancestor. This is in history books. You didn't make this up. This is in history books, right? Now watch this. I'm gonna pull up this other one. Salaki, how I'm gonna pull this one up. Matter of fact, I'll just read it off of here because I know I got it on my phone. The Mexican flyer. You know, we got various literature that we pass out at camp. So I'm gonna get one of them right quick. It's got various information on it. Where's the Mexican flyer? Here. What is that? Because there's multiple historical sources that said Mexicans were from the tribe of Issachar. Here we go. Okay, boom. So this source says here. It's from this source is The Archaic Migrations to North America by Robert Moore of the University of California, Riverside. When the Spaniards came to Mexico and were standing guard on cold nights, they began to wonder who these Indians really were. Some of those soldiers advanced the idea that these Indians might be Jews. Furthermore, several of the Spaniards came up with an odd fact to support this theory. Indian priests in Zempoala had shown them how obsidian knives, the sacrificial knives, were also used for circumcision, which was known to be a Jewish rite. Ergo, these Indians might be Jews. The Nahuatl or Uto-Aztecan language itself has shown to have many Hebraic Semitic roots and can be traced to northwest Palestine, where parts of the Israelite tribe of Issachar settled. These are two different scholastic works that both come to the conclusion that the so-called Mexican is from the tribe of Issachar.
God.
That's just scholastic works, let alone how we plug the scriptures in 1 Chronicles 12 and 32. Of course, Issachar being the strong, and all the various things. You see what I'm saying? So I wanted to bring that information out, knowing this dude is a scarf, and we ain't gonna. I mean, he can't deal with any of that information.
Right.
If them not the Issachar, who are the Issacharites?
Who's Issachar?
Oh, we don't know, right? And our worst enemy are Arabs. So what was I thinking? You know. Guys are crazy, man. Anybody, any questions though? Floor is open in the room, in the chat. Questions. Esteban. For the information, yeah. I'll send it over to you on Facebook. All of us are the screenshots of the books, or I'll send you over the Mexican flyer too, so you'll have all the information, because there's other information on there too. And we got to update it with this Aztec. Is Hebrew. Azteca is a Hebrew thing. SICARRI brother out of Dallas, he actually compiled that information and put that out. You know, SICARRI brother, who I know, I met that brother. I was out there in Texas. Real solid brother. Y'all might have seen his YouTube channel called Genesis 49ers. He brings out a lot of powerful information about the tribes and the tribal identification. A lot of good gems that brother puts forth. So I suggest everybody check him out through the Spirit. Any other questions or in the room? Go ahead, Ash.
Yeah, so back to 1 Chronicles 12 and 32.
Uh-huh.
The second part, I mean, the point of it, which were men that had understanding of times, and then it goes comma, which is going to clarify what the understanding of the times was talking about. Is that fair to say? To know what Israel ought to do. So is that saying that Issachar understood through the stars what was going to happen? Yes.
They understood through the stars what was going to happen. I'll show you an example of that. Give me Judges 5 and 20. I'm going to show you an example of that. And also, give me that in Maccabees. You get Judges 5 and 20. Give me that in Maccabees, where they saw horses running to and fro. I'm going to show it to you.
Con.
Uh-huh.
You want Judges 5:20 now?
Con.
Book of Judges, chapter 5, verse 20.
Read.
They fought from heaven.
They did what?
They fought from heaven.
Read on.
The stars.
The stars fought from heaven. Read on.
In their courses.
In their courses. The stars, that's the courses that the stars are on. They fought from heaven. Read.
In their courses fought against Sisera.
Against Sisera, meaning we were looking at the stars and going by what the stars were telling us in their courses for how to strategically wage war against the people of Sisera. You see that? So this is something that we did, but Issachar would have been chief of having that ability. Everybody didn't have it. Like, you know, every tribe had it. Gad, Reuben, and Manasseh, the warriors. Judah, the kings. Levi, the priests. Issachar, stars. You see what I'm saying? And this is how some of the Issacharites stayed with the southern kingdom. And they went with Judah into Mali. And they built the Songhai Empire with Judah and Mali. And then many of them were brought in slavery directly to Mexico. And then amalgamated back in with their brothers. You see what I'm saying? So you got that in Maccabees? That ain't it. That ain't it. Go ahead, Baton.
Just clarification on verse 20. So who's the they that fought from heaven?
The stars.
The stars.
It says the stars in their courses is the day they fought from heaven. The stars. You got that? They see horses running to and fro. And this is documented. Yeah, it's in Maccabees. And this is actually, when you look it up, different historians documented this as well, as it's in the scriptures of, because it was, these nations were going to war, and literally it was this, for days they just saw all kind of signs in heaven. You know, chariots and all kind of things was going on in heaven. So they were frightful, but it's gonna show it what it means here in a second. If you gotta go ahead.
Is it the one with the battle wax strong?
I'm not sure.
And the men upon horses?
No, not in the men upon. They're looking in the sky and they're seeing horses fight a war. That's what people.
They appeared onto the enemies from heaven, calling men upon horses.
No. That's talking about the angels coming and fighting with the Maccabees. This is not what that's talking. What I'm looking for here. So if somebody, Deacon, somebody look in the chat room, because Deacon know where that, and he probably put it, because he's the one that loved that scripture. You know, he's all spooked out on UFOs and whatnot. Where's the deacon? I know he got it. Damn, this damn.
It says,
Second Maccabees, the 5th chapter. He just said the 5th chapter, so you're gonna have to look. It probably started at the top. Let me see. Yeah, that's it. Go ahead.
2 Maccabees chapter 5 and 1. About the same time, Antiochus prepared his second voyage into Egypt.
Yes, when they going into Egypt. Go ahead.
And then it happened that through all the city, for the space of almost 40 days,
go ahead,
there were seen horsemen running in the air in cloth of gold and armed with lances, like a band of soldiers.
So they're seeing in the sky this is happening. Go ahead.
It says, and troops of horsemen in array, encountering and running one against another, with shaking of shields and multitude of pikes, and drawing of swords, and casting of darts, and glittering of gold ornaments, and harnesses of all sorts. Wherefore every man prayed that what is that?
Apparition.
That apparition might turn to good.
Meaning they're looking at it and they're seeing what's happening, but they can't fully perceive it. They're hoping it means something good. The tribe of Issachar was not on that side of the world at that time. Tribe of Issachar would have been on that side of the world. They likely could have been able to decipher whether it was good or bad. Everybody else is puzzled about it. Is this for good? We're hoping, they're praying this for good. You see what I'm saying? Shalaki, is that for good? Okay, yeah, and that was it on that in that chapter. Go ahead.
So, are you saying that in this chapter, like the stars were moving, or
these are apparitions going on? So in part, stars are moving. These could be chariots taking various form and showing different things. I wouldn't say it was exclusively stars moving. You see what I'm saying? But that was a part of it. That's why it's taking place in the heavens. But it's the chariots probably, showing forth what's probably getting ready, like a prophetic vision. But this wasn't one that just one brother got. You know what I'm saying? This is something that everybody saw and spooked everybody. Like I said, there's different historical sources that you can look into that attest to it too. Like other nations is like, oh my, what's going on? Because everybody's seen it, in that region, of course, and was of course startled by such a sight. And like I said, it happened for 40 days. But this is going into the time of the Greeks and all those various things. So this is a time of a lot of battles, wars, and different prophecies taking place. You know what I mean? So, like you said, nobody knew whether it was for good or not. Issachar probably would have been able to determine whether or not it was for good.
What was that?
What? Okay. Any other questions? I'll go ahead.
Yeah,
sure.
My teacher, Cosmo, he sent me like a good PDF.
Oh, Cosmo.
On like everything dealing with the Mexicans. I can send you that PDF.
Yeah, because he got a lot. He got a lot of.
You might already say, I don't know.
Yeah, he sent me some, but I don't have a PDF. But he's definitely sent me I'm
sure
some information. That sister still he still got the sister in class from Mexico. It's in Mexico. Okay, beautiful.
Another thing, is when it says like you broke it down. You said the understanding of the times, comma, to know what Israel ought to do. How do we understand the times? You go back into Genesis 1:14, speaking about the
stars, the heavenly hosts.
I was about to say the heavenly hosts.
Right.
So also going into that as well. I just wanted to make sure that they understand the times. So we're going to Genesis. That's how we we're going to get those signs, seasons, wonders, things of that nature from the sun and the moon.
1592 on the shores of West Africa. We migrated from Israel, but that's where they captured us. Rounded us up and they put us on slave ships. Headed straight to the land that they stole from the natives.